doesn't try to shine, it just does. What are the things that feel effortless for you? What are the things that you would do without trying?
I got this feeling inside my bones. It goes electric wavy when I turn it on.
Yeah,
off from my city, off from my home.
End of the day.
We're flying up, no ceiling when we in our zone. I got that sunshine in my pocket, got that good soul in my feet. Feel that hot blood in my body when it drops. Ooh, I can't take my eyes off of it, moving so phenomenally. You're more like the way we rock it, so don't stop. And under the lights, when everything
All right, turn this up, buddy. Give him a big high five. Take a seat. Song, are we good? Can you all hear me out there? I can't hear myself. So.
There you go.
So we're good? We're good. Woo! How y'all feeling? Stoked? That's what I'm talking about. It's the end of the day on Sunday. What just happened? Are you like inundated with an incredible amount of information? Notebooks full. Well, my goal, my mission in life is to help people integrate the things that they know and to take action. Some people I know out there think that, are people just like, some people are just born stoked. And some people aren't. And I don't believe that that's true. I believe that every single person has the ability to both get stoked, and here's the key, to stay stoked, right? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Because, you know, coming to an event like this can be a catalyst, a spark. Raise your hand if you've had like an aha moment this weekend. Yeah, right? But how do we integrate that? How do we apply that? How do we implement that into our lives? Because if we go back into our life on Monday or Tuesday and nothing changes, we've missed the whole point, haven't we? Right? It's not just to think better and live better for 2 days surrounded by incredible people, but how do we do that every single day? On those moments where it's hard to get out of bed, or the moments on the days we don't feel like it. And that is my mission. I get to travel around the world, around the country, speaking with companies, teams, organizations, individuals, helping them get stoked and stay stoked. How do we sustain that so you can truly create the life that you want? And that is what I believe that I'm put on this planet to do, and that is what we are going to do to close this thing out for Think Better, Live Better 2018. How's that sound? Are you in? Are you with me, Kelly? I know you're with me. It's so good to see people that were here last year. And in a moment, I am going to invite you to visualize yourself 1 year from today. But before we do that, I want to talk. Raise your hand if you already bought your ticket for next year. I saw a bunch of people. San Diego 2019, it's happening. So a year ago, I was at Think Better, Live Better. It was over in Jupiter, Florida. Raise your hand if you were there. Yeah? Biggest fans up here. Love it. We got someone in the back. I love it. And, you know, I was thinking about my experience at Think Better, Live Better last year, and Scott the other day actually reminded me. He said, "You moved to Portland, didn't you?" Or like, how's your life? How are things going? And he reminded me that last year at Think Better, Live Better 2017, we were having a conversation, and I'm sure he was asking me some sort of magical question, right? Like, what are you up to? What do you really want in your life? And I was telling him, like, I think I really want to move to Portland. You're shaking your head that I did not have this conversation. I still want to be on Ellen, baby. Yeah, that's still a magic question. I still have that magic question that says, how do I get on the Ellen show? So I use Scott's thing. It hasn't happened yet. If anyone out there has connections, let me know. But I told him last year, or he asked me, what do you want? And I told him that I wanted to move to Portland. And he reminded me that at the time when I said that a year ago, I was living in Bellingham, Washington. I'd been there for 8 years. I had my community. I had my friends. I thought this was the town that I was going to live in forever. And I don't really know where that answer came from, but I think it came from more of my heart and my intuition than my logical, rational thinking brain, because at the time that I told Scott that, I didn't know when it was going to happen, and I didn't know how it was going to happen. But over the course of 2017, I started to follow what I call the little breadcrumbs of my life. And in 2017, I actually did it. I took the leap. I left the beautiful town of Bellingham, and I moved to Portland, Oregon this past fall. Yeah. Anyone else live in Portland in the house? Who are my Portland people? Right? And so, it's interesting. I think Kelly, it was you. It was like, I want to know where I'm going to be a year from now. How am I going to be different? Right? And we've been learning a lot about our subconscious and planting the seeds, and I believe that this is really an opportunity and an incubator of possibility. So what I'm going to invite you to do is close your eyes. I'm going to have you imagine yourself 1 year from today. Think Better, Live Better 2019, back here, beautiful San Diego. And 2018 was the most amazing year of your life. It was incredible. What are the things that you did? Who did you hang out with? Where did you go? Where are the places that you traveled to? How much money do you have in your bank account? How are your relationships with your friends and your family? How is that relationship with yourself going? And I'm going to invite you to imagine how good it can be, how amazing you are, and then take it up a notch. If 2018 were just incredible, what are the stories that you want to tell the people that you're sitting next to next year? How would that feel to truly be living this life that you have so intentionally created by planting these seeds this weekend? By visualizing your future self, imagining yourself in this room. It's 2019. We have time traveled. And I invite you to put your hand on your heart and take 2 deep breaths and breathe in how amazing your life is right now in this moment. How you've grown, what you've learned, who you've become. And when you're ready, I'm going to invite you to open your eyes and come back into this room. Welcome to 2019, y'all. How was that? Yeah? What about it was nice, Kelly?
All my lessons from Mark and Angel Hack. All of them. So I have been I've been on a spiritual journey for the good 15 years, but I was not getting it. And I started to read your blogs. And so I've been really trying to push myself for the past 4 years, going through some major, awful trauma, which we all go through, but some really horrific things. And so last year, I was in that waiting room, which I could not leave. It was painful. And so I had made a deal with myself to wait a year to see where I was, and I really worked hard to get here. So as I told Christine Ramondson, I made it out of the waiting room, and I'm now beginning to thrive, but I'm not there yet. So next year, I'm really going to be thriving because it's a process. It is a process. And no matter how slow you go or how fast you go, you're going to get there eventually if you keep working towards it. And so that's what my goal is to keep moving forward always and always. So next year is going to be even better.
Yes. Yeah, give Kelly a round of applause. Next year's going to be even better, she says. That's right. And this is really about creating your future and creating a future that pulls you forward rather than feeling like you have to push yourself. And we just strive and struggle and hustle. But if we create a vision that inspires us enough, we can let that be that true north, right? And so it's one thing to think about these things, right? And meditate about them and visualize, but it's another thing to declare them, to say them out loud without apology. So I'm going to invite my good friend and amazing speaker coach, Danielle, to come up and join me up here on stage. She's going to help me demo something. Give Danielle a round of applause. Here, that's your present.
Thank you. Can you guys hear me okay on this? Yeah? Okay.
So I'm going to give you a challenge, Danielle. So here's what's going to happen. We are going to model an experience that you are going to do that I call getting super stoked, right? So you just thought about this vision of like this person you want to be in 2019, right? But we are going to get even more stoked. And what's going to happen is Danielle's going to she's going to ask me a question, simple question. The question being, hey, Marli, how was 2018? And how I'm going to share how 2018 was with Danielle is I am going to say it as though it's already happened. I'm not going to say, I will do this, and I want to do that, and I hope I do this. But it's 2019, right? And it's already been done. And Danielle's biggest job here, her role, is to become my biggest fan.
I already am your biggest fan, so.
Well, thank you very much.
Appreciate
that. We can't do this alone, right? We need other people to keep us stoked on the journey, right? And Danielle, for me, is one of those people. So we are going to model this for you, and in a moment, I'm going to invite you to do the same. But I'm going to demo it first, right? I'm going to practice being vulnerageous. Vulnerable, courageous, vulnerageous. For some of you, this might be fun, comfortable, fun and uncomfortable. A little bit of both, right? So here we go. So Danielle's going to ask me a question. I'm going to respond. I have 90 seconds or so to respond. And sometimes you got to do one of these. Just really get in the state. Okay, I'm ready.
Hey, Marli, what happened in 2018?
Oh my gosh, Danielle, thank you so much for asking. 2018 was the most amazing year of my life.
Oh my gosh, tell me about it.
It was totally incredible. I started by speaking at this incredible event called Think Better, Live Better.
Oh my gosh, I was on stage with you.
It was incredible. The audience was amazing. They were clapping and cheering for me the whole time. I even got a standing ovation.
Yeah.
It was totally nuts.
It was incredible.
I know.
What else?
I have a full coaching clients and people that are like changing their lives. I have a wait list. So many amazing people.
Yeah.
I'm speaking all over the country.
All over the country.
To amazing teams,
everywhere.
Organizations.
Yeah.
Going to Nike. I put on a summer camp for women.
Oh my gosh. How many people?
It sold out. Hundreds of women from around the country. It was totally crazy.
You are amazing. Amazing. What else happened? What's your favorite part of 2018?
Well, just the other day, Ellen called me up.
Shut up!
And she was like, yo.
Ellen said, yo?
Come on down.
Come on down?
Yeah, come on down to the show.
That's awesome.
I heard about these Stoke quote things. I heard about the summer camp thing.
Shut
I think you
up.
need to be on the show.
Are you going to dance with her?
Oh, we're going to dance.
You're going to dance? You're going to dance? Oh my God.
Woo! So that was my 2018. Thanks for asking.
That's awesome.
All right. Thank you, Danielle. Give Danielle a round of applause. Here, I'll take them. Oh, you're good. You can hold on to it. I don't need it. I have a mic over here. Okay. So here's the fun part. I am an experiential educator, right? So you are going to have an experience. So that person that you high-fived is going to be your buddy for this exercise. So before I explain what's going to happen here in a moment, I want to introduce you to two of my good friends, Bob Weave. These are the Quiet Coyotes. For those of you who don't know, I'm a professional camp counselor. That is why my coyotes are my friends. What's going to happen, the energy in this room is just going to be like way up here. It's going to be out of control and amazing. And so in order for me to bring y'all back without me yelling at you, what I'm going to do is do the quiet coyote. Each partner is going to get 90 seconds each to share. And again, one person's going to be sharing, one person's going to be your biggest fan. I'm going to walk you through it, don't worry. But when the quiet coyote goes up, y'all got to sit back down and put up your quiet coyotes and also be quiet. Sound good? Yeah. Can we handle this? Yeah. All right, so turn. So find your buddy. Find your high five partner. So choose a partner A and a partner B. Choose a partner A and a partner B. Just one partner. Just one partner. Okay. So partner B is going to go first. You have 90 seconds. I invite you to stand up. Stand on up. We're going to practice the quiet coyote. This is the practice round. This is the practice round, y'all. We are practicing the quiet coyote. I know it's going to get crazy in here. It's great. But when the quiet coyote goes up, silence. Sound good? Can we handle this? So you have a partner A, you have a partner B. Partner B is going to go first. And partner B is going to, for 90 seconds, share how amazing 2018 was. The invitation here is to own it like a boss. Own it like a boss. We are embodying the future that we want to create. We got to feel it in our bones. You know what I'm talking about? And then partner A is your biggest fan. Anything you say is the greatest thing that they have ever heard. And if you get stuck, they're going to say, what else happened? What else happened? Okay? And then when I say switch, after 90 seconds, you're going to switch. And then the quiet coyote after that, and everyone's going to be silent. Sound good? Yeah. On your marks. Get set. And go. Switch if you haven't switched yet. On the count of 3, you are going to give your partner the biggest, best high 10 you possibly can and say, you got this. 1, 2, 3. And you can sit. Take a seat. Who feels like they're at summer camp right now? Who went to summer camp as a kid? Yeah. Do I remind you of anybody? Like your camp counselor? I'm a professional camp counselor. That is what I get to do for a living. It's amazing. So how was that for y'all? The best. So I would love to hear from 1 or 2 people what that experience was like. And short, like just short and sweet. But what was that experience like? And Danielle, do you have the mic still, or do someone else have it? Oh, okay. You want to speak loud and say what that experience was like for you?
I ended up saying things I didn't mean to say, but it would be great if they happened.
Yeah.
So
she said, you can go for it.
I said I ended up saying something that I didn't really mean to say. It was related to something I wanted to do, but then I just pushed the boundaries and it just came out. Do you want to share what the thing was? I said I was going to start teaching yoga. That's kind of a strategy.
Sure. Why not? Why wouldn't you? Yeah. What was that experience like for you?
Well, I realize that it's a very foreign feeling for me to be talking to all the wonderful things I'm doing and having somebody 100% present for that. And and cheering me on.
Right?
It was like really, really amazing.
Game changer.
Yeah, but I'm not that comfortable, tooting my horn.
Right? We're really good. Stephanie talked about it. We're really good at being our own worst enemy, but we are not as good at being our own best friend. And we think it's tooting our own horn, right? We have a hard time talking about the things that we really want and our accomplishments, celebrating our wins, and then surrounding ourselves with people who are like, yeah, you did, or who support that, who aren't judging you for that. So I'm curious to know, do you have people, I'll just leave this up here, who are your biggest fans? Who are the people that celebrate you, that cheer you on, that will encourage you, that will believe in your big, crazy dreams? Right? Y'all saw Danielle, Danielle's like one of 3 coaches that I have. I have a lot of people who believe in me because I have so much self-doubt, it's out of control. I hear voices, not the Sixth Sense kind of voices. Not that kind, but I hear voices. They sound a little bit like, who am I to be up here on this stage? What will they think? Will I be too much? I think that we have this illusion that people that are thriving and that are successful just magically got there on some sort of magic carpet ride. But it is going through those things that feel a little bit vulnerageous or uncomfortable, doing these exercises and sharing them with people who will love and support you and encourage you to dream bigger and to thrive, right? And it's interesting when we start to notice, like Stephanie was talking about, we have these conscious goals and dreams and things that we want to accomplish, but where does our subconscious will bring us right back down? Who are you to have it that good, to be that amazing, right? A lot of y'all have probably heard the Marianne Williamson quote that says, it's our light and not our darkness that frightens us the most. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? Your playing small does not serve the world. And when you let your light shine, you give other people permission to do the same. Right? When you are on your path to purpose, on your passion, purpose, possibility, all the P words, right? People will be moved and inspired by that. But we're worried that we're going to leave people behind. But I invite you to that quote that keeps coming back, you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And I think that that's why it's so powerful to be live in the room with other people who get this too. And then on a daily basis, think about who are my biggest fans? Who am I hanging out with? Who believes in me, right? And I know that at an event like this, if you're anything like me and take lots of notes, you have a notebook full of notes. Anyone, raise your hand, raise your notebook, loud and you have a notebook, right? Yeah. Full of inspiration, information, insights, right? And at the end of the last day of an event like this, it can almost feel overwhelmed. Or even overwhelmed, maybe some of you were overwhelmed by that vision you just created for yourself of where you want to be a year from now. You're like, how's that going to happen? I don't know. And the point isn't to know how. The point is to believe that it's possible. And what I'd like to do to decrease the overwhelm and increase your ability to take action. So we got stoked, and now the question is, how do we stay stoked? So what I'd like to do is introduce you to what I'd like to call the 1 degree shift. Most people think after they leave a conference, they have to go home and eat raw food and plan their time like Mike Vardy and love myself in the mirror, do all the things, yoga 12 hours a day, and and then, if I change everything, then everything will change. But what What if all you had to do was make a 1-degree shift? Raise your hand if you are a sailor, if you have been on a sailboat, if you know what a sailboat is. Great, most of y'all. So I moved to a town called Bellingham, Washington when I was 27, and I learned how to sail. I saw these sailboats in the water. I was fascinated by it. And I also love metaphors. So here's your metaphor. If you are on a sailboat and you change your course just 1 degree over the course of hundreds and thousands of miles, you can end up in a completely different place. So what if I walked out of here not thinking that I have to change everything, that I could just change one thing? And to reflect for a moment, of all the aha moments, of all the insights, of all the information that's in that journal, what is the one thing that I could do and commit to that would make the biggest difference in my life? Because if we try to go home and do all of the things, it's not going to last, right? So how do we create sustainable change over time? And the neat part that I love about the sailboat is I'm not like on the wheel, on the helm like this, going back and forth. To stay on my course, to stay on my path, to stay in that vision, all you do is make these little micro adjustments, right? And sometimes what happens, there's a storm, or the wind picks up, there's going to be challenges, there's going to be things that we're going to face, and we can't necessarily adjust the wind or control the wind, how windy it gets, the challenges that we're going to face, but we can adjust our sails. Just 1 degree at a time. And so I know that Mike mentioned this idea of the importance of reflection. I think that so often in our life we're caught up in the busyness, in the doing, and in experiencing more and more things, right? Right now you're at an experience. And in order for you to be able to apply what you've learned is to take a moment to reflect. So what I'm going to do is just give you a minute or two. And I know that you're not going to be able to look through every journal note, and maybe you don't even look at your notes, but you just tune into yourself, into your intuition. And I'm going to invite you to ask yourself the question, what is the 1 degree shift that I could make when I go back home on Monday or Tuesday that would make the biggest difference for me? What is that 1 degree shift that you can make that would make the biggest difference in your life? So I'm going to give you a moment to reflect and think about that. You don't need to do all the things. Just 1 degree, 1 small change. The answer doesn't need to be right, and it doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be true. And I give you full permission to change your mind tomorrow if you don't like what you wrote down. You are not locked into this. This is not a prison sentence. This is an invitation. And when you're done, or getting close to done-ish, I'm going to invite you. Everyone has a gift under your seat, and it might look like a blank card, but on the back side, it says something on it. So I'm going to have you go under your chair and find your little present that I would like to call a Stoke quote. So here's what's going to happen. In just a moment, and we're going to remember the Quiet Coyote because you're going to do a little interactive session here. So I'm going to have you do Like maybe the card that you got was like, this is the thing I need to hear right now. Maybe it wasn't. I don't know. So I'm gonna have you do a little like show and tell with, in a moment, a little show and tell with just your crew, like with your people right around you. And you can trade, but you can't steal. So that's the rules. That's the rules. You can trade, but you can't steal. And on the back side, you will notice that it is intentionally blank. And on the back, once you have, so this is going to be a lot of steps, but I trust that you're going to figure this out. It's going to be great. You're going to either keep the one you have, or you're going to trade politely. I'm watching y'all. And on the back, you're going to write down your 1 degree shift. And then once you've completed that, you're going to share with your group, or just with like 3 or 4 people right in your little zone, what your 1 degree shift is and how this quote is going to help you stay stoked on that path. Does that sound good? You got it? And then we'll come back with Quiet Coyote? Okay, so you're going to trade these, you're going to write 1 degree, and then you're going to share these with each other. What your 1 degree is and what your quote was, okay? Ready, and break. You want to switch with me? Thanks, you got this. Begin to wrap up your conversations. Oh wait, I got my Quiet Coyote. Everyone's just talking it out. It's so hard for me to stop y'all. It's the hum of human connection, right? It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Does anyone want to share what their 1 degree shift is? Okay, here's what's going to happen. You're going to share your 1 degree shift, and then the whole room is just going to be your biggest fan for like 2 seconds. I've never done this. Let's find out. Let's see what it is. So you're going to say it. You're going to say what your 1 degree shift is and own it like a boss. All right. Do you want it? Do you need a mic, or do you want? Huh?
So part of the reason I'm actually at this conference.
Here you go.
Part of the reason I'm at this conference is because I went through a really, really bad breakup. And the breakup taught me a lot about myself. I was like, oh my God, I thought I mastered rejection and abandonment until he broke my heart. And so when this conference came across my email, I was like, I have to go. So in full transparency, I've been trying to hold on to him, like still being kind to him, because I was like, oh my God, if he figures out that I'm an amazing woman, he will heal and I will heal and we'll be together and I don't have to experience that rejection and abandonment feeling. But then I realized that it's taking my heart space, my mental space, my physical space, and I don't want to be bound anymore. So I am absolutely going to say goodbye to him without him knowing. So he'll always have a special place in my heart for the lessons that I've learned, but I'm completely cutting off contact so that I can, what stokes your fires is me being happy and me being whole, and it's holding me hostage. So I'm gonna say goodbye as of tonight. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, you're good. Wait, let's practice. And now, okay, let's do one more 1 degree shift. Who's super stoked to share? Yeah, in the back. Let's do this. What is your 1 degree shift? Here's the mic.
I'm an entrepreneur, so I've actually been working every minute that I've been sitting in this chair this weekend, so I don't want to cry. But anyway, long story short, I've worked a lot, so I'm going to set boundaries.
She wants me to read it. It says, life begins at the edge of your comfort zone.
So I'm going to start having having a voice and putting my foot down instead of answering every call, every message, so that I can have a life. You know, I'm building my life and it's wonderful, but at the same time, it's like it consumes me 24/7, 365. So even though I've tried to absorb what I'm learning, it's been really hard because I've had to answer all these questions at home. So, boundaries!
Cheers! Woo! So good. Let's just do one more because it's so great. Who's like so excited? Who really wants to go? Yeah, you want to go? Someone raised your hand for you. How do you feel about that? Yeah? All right.
My husband raised my hand. I'm 64 years old. I retired 2 years ago. I had major back surgery, and in anticipation of my second back surgery 2 months ago, I had a heart attack on the stress test. And it's pushed my back surgery off for a year. I have more metal in my body than any living human being should. This card says, you deserve the life you desire. So with my new and improved metalled body, I'm going to write that bucket list so I know what the hell I really want in life.
Woo! Yeah! Woo! Oh, we could do this for days. I love it. And if you didn't get the quote of your dreams, they're for sale in the back for $20. Shameless self-promotion, but get them while they're hot. And I love giving stuff away, so if you buy a box of Stoke quotes, I am going to gift you a free Stoke session with me on the phone after the event. So just put your name on the sheet. If you already bought them, write your name on the sheet that's in the back. My gift from me to you to help, like my mission ultimately at the end of the day is how do you stay stoked when you leave here? How do we continue this energy, this momentum? And my hope is that that one quote and that one degree is something that you can put on a mirror in your car as a reminder. Again, with Scott, with the mirror, it's like we need these daily reminders because we get caught up in all of the overwhelm, all of the busyness, all of the distractions. So how do we stay on course towards our destination, towards the life that we want to create, right? And just that 1 degree shift over time can be the biggest change. The smallest change can make the biggest difference. Setting boundaries, writing that bucket list so you know it's really important to you, letting people go that aren't your biggest fan, that are holding you down. Starting to surround yourself with people who move you, who inspire you, who believe in you. And one of the questions that I love to ask is, you know, if you think about your 1 degree shift, who do you need to be in order to create the life you want to create? And remember, a couple people have mentioned it this weekend, I am are 2 of the most powerful words in the English language. So I invite you to consider, who do you want to be to create the life that you want to create? I am strong. I am powerful. I am courageous. I am brave. Say it, mean it, own it, declare it. Because who you are reflects what you do, the actions you take, the fuel that moves you forward, the thing that gets you out of bed when you don't feel like getting out of bed. And maybe it's playing a song when you wake up and having a little dance party or doing one of these before you give a talk or before you have a difficult conversation. You know, and there's different things for different people, of like asking yourself that question, what keeps your fire stoked? What is going to keep your vision, your goals sustained over time? You know, we have this amazing Facebook group where people are commenting and posting and sharing videos and images. Let's keep that going. If you've connected with someone this weekend, make sure you don't leave here without getting their contact information, staying connected, becoming accountability buddies, getting a coach to mentor or support you, whatever the thing is for you. but making sure that you set yourself up for success when you go back into your life. Whatever that is for you. I want to end my time with y'all by sharing a poem from my heart to your heart. Because this is for you. This is for the movers and shakers and dream makers and destiny creators, idea innovators. All of this is for you. You tightrope walkers, you wide-eyed wanderers, you open-hearted seekers of knowledge whose hands hold the very essence of what it truly means to be alive. Rolling over speed bumps, rewriting roadmaps, making new paths towards the future you are meant to create. This is for you. The ones who show up, who are in this room, who are unable to shrink, but sometimes do because you might not know the right thing to say or the right thing to do. The silence is painful. The waiting is unbearable. And there must be something else we can do, because here's the thing. Every minute of every day is a moment where you could change the world. And if not the whole thing, at least someone else's, because there isn't just one world, there's 7 billion experiences of the world. And if you've changed one, you've changed the whole thing. For all of you out there waiting, what is it that you're waiting for? Now is the time, now is your time, now is our time, so go out there, make waves, make art, make something better, make something beautiful. Don't hold back. It isn't about waiting for the perfect moment to have it all figured out. Trust me, no one does. It's about taking imperfect action right now, standing up for yourself, for your dreams, for someone else, for the adventure of being alive. This is for you, the movers and shakers, dream makers. You are the ones who will move our world forward. We are waiting for you. Thank you all so much. So much love. Thank you,